temperature. Bound towards Connecticut. Please exit the terminal through the baggage compound and have your boarding pass below ID ready. All vehicle drivers and their passengers, please return to your vehicle in preparation for loading.
Before I could start exploring Haida Gwaii, I just had to take a quick 7-hour ferry. Luckily, the journey provided incredible views and even the chance for whale spotting. So I've just made it to Haida Gwaii and I'm so excited because I've not even been here 5 minutes and it's already beautiful. I think this is going to be a really good time here. So tonight I'm staying at a place called Haida Bay and it's only like 8 miles from the port that I've just left. So I just need to go pick up some food for the next few days and then I'll head over to Haida Bay, and I'm actually going to be staying there for 2 nights because tomorrow I'm gonna go hike the Sleeping Beauty Trail, which is, I think it's a few miles up a fairly steep hill. From the earliest origins to present day, totem poles play a significant role in the social and cultural life of Haida Gwaii. They tell the story of the families and houses they are raised to represent. So I've made it to Haida Bay, my campsite, for the next couple of nights. I've stocked up with about 3 days worth of food. I don't really plan my meals like I used to. I kind of just go, this is how many dinners I want, and then I just get some oats and a ton of trail mix, and it normally is enough. And I always find that I actually have food left over when I get to the next grocery store, because since I've been in British Columbia, I'm just constantly getting given food by other campers. It's amazing. People are just so kind here. So as long as I get given a couple of bits of food, I'm normally all right. It's funny, I was actually saying last night how I was just constantly being given food since I've been in British Columbia. And last night I got here and got immediately invited to come sit with a really nice couple who were sat on the beach watching the sunset. And they gave me ciders and they gave me food. And then this morning as they were leaving, they left me with all of this. It's so nice. People out here are just so kind and generous. It's amazing, the tide here comes in so far and so quickly that you're able to just sit and watch it coming in towards you. It's quite incredible to see. Well, the tide came in so quick that I completely forgot that my solar panel and power bank were out on the beach. And I think they are both done now. Which is really annoying because not only did I now have to replace them, they cost a lot of money, I also now will have to go into town tomorrow and probably get a place so that I can charge up my other one, because my other one's almost out of charge. There's no way I'm going to be able to go camp another night and then have another day's riding with the amount of battery that I've got left. So annoying. So stupid. Final meal before I go do the hike. I'm actually in a bit of a rush now because my plan was to get to the top of the mountain and watch the sunset and then hike back down in the dark. And all day I've been thinking that sunset was 11 p.m. and I've suddenly just remembered that it's 9 p.m, which gives me 2 less hours to get up there. I do still have about 4 hours to cycle to the trailhead and then do the hike, which I think will be enough time. I'm just gonna have to go quick now. Oh lordy lordy. Made it to the top. I was without a doubt the hardest climb I've ever done. 1,000 feet across 2 miles, are you kidding me? I think at one point it went up to 24%, that was ridiculous. It's gonna be fun coming back down though. There's actually some cyclists here, that's crazy. Did not expect to see that. I think I'm nearly at the top. So I got to the top and it was just clouds in every direction, nothing to see basically, which is a bit disappointing, but at the top there was 2 other cyclists who were camping up there. So I got to sit and chat with them for a bit, which was really nice. They were lovely. It's about half an hour now until sunset, so I figured I may as well just start heading down now, and then I can get down before it gets too dark. There's no point waiting up here if I'm not going to see anything, and then walking down in the dark for no reason. Well, I've made it back to my camp now. The way down was super sketchy. Pretty quickly after I left, I got lost and lost the trail. It started getting dark really quick, so I just thought I'd just try my best to get down, even off the trail, and then it just kept getting rougher and rougher and rougher, so I thought, right, I need to find the trail. Luckily I had a bit of signal, so I got my map out and realised I just basically need to go like a couple 100 metres to the left to get to the trail. And then I tried to do that and it was just really rough and hard to actually get across, so I kept having to go further down. And at one point I actually slipped and I had to catch myself on a root. And it's not like I was gonna like fall to my death or anything. It was like the drop was like a couple of metres, but I would have landed straight onto a tree and it definitely would have hurt at least. But then, you know, it got dark and then I managed to actually find the trail, got the rest of the way down, and then cycling back was fine. It was actually quite cool just cycling back in like the pitch black with just my headlight. Yeah, it was kind of fun, to be fair. It was a little bit disappointing to not actually see a view at the end of that walk, but the walk itself was just awesome. It was such a good hike. And now I'm pretty exhausted and ready for bed. With my power bank and solar panel broken, I headed back to Darjeeling Gids. While there, I treated myself to 2 days in a hotel so I could finish editing a video and charge all my electronics. I just thought I'd show you what it looks like when a bike packer gets a hotel room. Clothes hanging up to dry that I've just washed in the sink, just stuff everywhere basically, all my electronics charging, my beer of course. It's generally just a complete and utter mess every single time I get a hotel room. This is called Balanced Rock. I wonder why. So I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is a salmon berry. I've not tried one yet, so let's have a go. Oh, it just comes right off like that. Cheers. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. St. Mary's Spring. Drink of these waters and you will always return to the islands. I really hope it's not these waters, because if I drink these waters, I don't think I'll be leaving the islands. Well, I think this is actually the spring, which isn't exactly what I envisaged I would be drinking. Tastes like normal water. There we go, got it set up eventually. If you're thinking that I'm a complete idiot for setting up my tent perpendicular to the wind, I have done it on purpose because I haven't really tested out this tent in strong winds yet, and if it's not going to be able to hold up to it, I'd rather find out now than in South America somewhere. And so far it seems to be doing alright, and I think the wind's going to change direction and then stop soon enough anyway, so it should be fine. And hopefully when I unzip this in the morning, there'll be a nice sunrise for me to watch on the other side.
Ah, what a shame. At least it's not raining.
Yeah, so the plan today is to get to Masset, which is the biggest town on the island, and it's on the north coast. Just got one stop to make before Masset, and that's to find a shipwreck. Just realised I've been wearing my helmet all this time while hiking. If I'm not mistaken, that is the shipwreck. Well, that was pretty cool, but I better rush back now because I've still got to cycle about 40 miles to get to Masset today. Someone told me the other day that if you don't like the weather in British Columbia, wait 20 minutes. So I'm waiting. And just like that, in not even 20 minutes, the rain has stopped and the sun's shining through the clouds. Those same people also told me there's another saying that in British Columbia people don't tan, they rust, and I'm starting to see why they say that. So the plan for today is to cycle along the north side of the island to Agate Beach, and then I'm going to set up camp there. And once the tide is going out, I'll then be able to cycle along the north beach to a place called Rose Spit, which is the most northern point of the island. So I'm going to be cycling on sand today, which is going to be an interesting challenge. We'll see how I get on. So you might be thinking that it's going to be really hard for me to ride on sand, which it might be, to be fair. But right now it's about an hour and a half until low tide, and the sand that gets exposed by the tide going out is supposed to be really good to ride on. So right now I think it's the perfect time to ride up there. So all the way over there is Rose Spit, where I'm trying to get to. Just got to go all the way around this beach here. This is glorious. Don't know if you can see that, but my GPS literally thinks I'm in the ocean right now. There's another shipwreck here. What a nice little surprise. So I've just got to a point now where it's almost uncyclable, and it's still probably another kilometre until Rose Spit. So I think I'm probably going to have to stop here and turn around, because I've just actually checked the tide chart and I read the wrong day, and right now the tide is coming in, so I need to get back quick before the tide comes all the way in and I can't cycle anymore. But since I'm here, I'll tell you why I wanted to go to Rose Spit and what the significance of it is. The Haida tell many wonderful stories featuring Raven, who in their mythology, legends and traditions, is seen as a provider and bringer of light to humanity, while also being a trickster. It was Raven who was the transformer, healer and magician, and yet is often presented as being greedy, lustful and mischievous. Yet despite these contradictions, Raven is very much a cultural hero of the Haida. In one creation myth, they tell that before Raven, All of the world was one enormous flood. The myth tells how there was once a time when there was nothing but water everywhere. One day, Raven became bored and spread his wings and flew. As he flew, the waters began to recede. When Raven became hungry, land was formed, and Raven settled on it and found food. One day, Raven heard strange noises coming from a shell. This both intrigued and confused Raven. The strange sound from the clam became louder and more frantic, and so Raven, having a fine singing voice, thought he would sing to it in the hope of soothing whatever was making the noise. So Raven sung to it, and eventually a small but extraordinary creature broke out of the shell. Indeed, it was a very peculiar, with 2 legs, a head, that was round and covered at the top in long black hair and soft skin. Unlike Raven, it had no wings and no feathers. This creature was the very first of the first people, and more came from the shell, and all of these were male. This is the main creation story that was believed by the Haidas, and this is why Rose Spit has massive cultural significance here. Time to head back before I run out of beach. I literally cycled along here when I came through about 20 minutes ago. This ain't good. I'm just realising how quickly this is coming in. I'm gonna have to race back now.
We could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far.
And I'm back at my site.
Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
So I've been wondering what all these blue and white arrows are everywhere on all of the telephone posts, and it turns out they're actually for tsunamis, and they tell you which way the high ground is, which is, I guess, the safest place to go in a tsunami.
Hey darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time.
And the rain's back. Yay.
Middle of the night when the stars are bright.
Well, a very nice Haida woman saw me suffering in the rain, so she pulled over in her truck and offered me a ride. She even offered for me to stay at her place as well, which would have meant a shower, but it would also mean I wouldn't be able to ride the Forest Service roads to Rennell Sound, and I really want to ride them, so I just got dropped off in Port Clements, where I'm staying tonight, and I think I'm going to meet up with those 2 cyclists I was with earlier, which should be quite nice.
Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Yeah, we only get one life. I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
Well, that ain't right. So I think I'm only about 6 or 7 miles now from Rennell Sound. And I basically just have to climb up a massive hill and then I have to go down a 24% decline. And it just keeps on raining, and I know when I get there there's going to be nothing to see. I don't even know why I'm doing it. I just feel like if I don't get there now that I'm this close, I'll just regret it. And that's the only reason I'm doing it. Like I'm gonna get there, it's gonna be like 7 PM, there's gonna be no view, I'll set up my tent, cook dinner, and then it will be dark, and then in the morning I'll leave and I'll have to push my bike up a 24% climb, probably in the rain as well. Well, I'm at the top now and my mood's improved a little bit, at least there's a view. Well, I made it down the very steep hill. And it wasn't too bad in the end, but my hands were just like fully down on the brake. And there was one point where I was literally gripping the brake as much as I could and I was still speeding up. So luckily I made it down. I'm almost at the recreation site now. I am soaked to the core, but oh well, I've done it to myself. I can't really be complaining about anything because it's all my own decision. Made it to the top. That is one way to wake yourself up in the morning. Yeah, that was good fun. I almost went off the road on that first bend though.
Oh yeah.
Didn't see it coming at all.
Oh shit. I just took it easy there in a couple places.
Yeah.
I can't see shit like with the mist in my glasses.
Yeah, same. It's a nightmare. We soon arrived back in Darjeeling, marking the end of my adventure in Haida Gwaii. I then spent the day waiting for the ferry back to Prince Rupert, where I'd get another ferry to Vancouver Island. Up next, I explore the north side of the island before pushing my body to its very limits.